Welcome back to Story Time for Kids.
Remember, if you haven't already done so, hit that like and subscribe button for more stories. Today, we're going to read Dinofours, I'm Not Your Friend by Steve Metzger and illustrated by Hans Wilhelm. Tracy and Danielle were best friends. They did almost everything together at school. During indoor playtime, they painted rainbows at the same easel. Tracy always made a red arc on the bottom. Danielle always painted a blue arc on the top. When they went outside, they pretended to be animals. Tracy liked being the mischievous kitty who tried to run away from home. Danielle was the puppy who made sure she didn't. And they always sat next to each other at circle time, and snack time, and at lunchtime too. The other children could sit on either side of Danielle and Tracy, but no one, absolutely no one, could sit between them. When their teacher, Mrs. D, wanted to find Tracy, she only had to find Danielle. Tracy was sure to be close by. And whenever she wanted to find Danielle, spotting Tracy was all she needed to do. Then, one day, Danielle saw Albert making clay bunnies. She thought this might be fun. So Danielle joined Albert at the clay table. Meanwhile, Tracy was gluing wood scraps at the art table. She spotted Danielle across the room.
Danielle,
Shouted Tracy.
I'm making a tall tower. It's fun. Come here and help me.
Not now, Tracy.
Said Danielle.
I'm making clay bunnies with Albert. I'll play with you later.
Tracy did not like what Danielle had just said to her. Not one bit. Danielle was her friend, and nobody else's. She stomped over to the clay table and pulled on Danielle's arm.
You're not Albert's friend.
She yelled.
You're my friend. You have to play with me.
Stop it.
Shouted Danielle as she freed herself from Tracy's grasp.
I want to play with Albert right now. Leave me alone.
I'm very mad at you.
Tracy yelled as she walked away and sat down in her cubby. If Danielle plays with Albert, she can't be my friend, Tracy thought. Now I don't have any friends. I want to go home. Tracy made up a song about how she felt.
I have no friends. I'm all alone. Danielle is bad and I'm so mad.
She sang this over and over to herself. Mrs. D noticed Tracy sitting in her cubby.
What's wrong, Tracy?
She asked.
Danielle is playing with Albert.
Tracy said.
She doesn't like me anymore. She's not my friend.
Oh, Tracy.
Said Mrs. D.
Even though Danielle is playing with Albert, she's still your friend, too. Perhaps you'd like to play with someone else.
I don't want to play with anybody else.
Tracy said.
I just want to be here by myself.
Well, okay.
Said Mrs. D as she walked away.
But if you change your mind, I'm sure there are lots of children who would love to play with you.
Never.
Said Tracy.
Danielle was my only friend.
Then Tracy sang her song.
I have no friends. I'm all alone. Danielle is bad and I'm so mad.
While Tracy sang her song, she heard one of the children calling out.
All aboard. All aboard the special train.
It was Joshua, wearing a train engineer's cap. What is that silly Joshua shouting about? Tracy wondered. What's a special train? Then she heard him yell again.
All aboard. All aboard the special train.
Tracy walked slowly over to the row of chairs that Joshua was using for his train.
Joshua, what's so special about this train anyway?
Tracy asked.
It's a flying train.
Said Joshua.
First, it's going to California, then to Africa and the North Pole. Last stop, the moon.
Wow,
Said Tracy.
this is a special train. I want to buy a ticket.
There are no tickets.
Said Joshua.
I'm the only person in this game and I'm the engineer.
I can be the ticket seller.
Said Tracy.
I'll cut out tickets from paper and sell them over there.
That's a great idea.
Said Joshua. Tracy found some paper and a pair of scissors. She quickly cut out lots of tickets. She even made a ticket seller's hat. When Tracy finished, Mrs. D helped her write a tickets sign. Tracy wrote the first letter. That was easy. T was the first letter in her name. Now Tracy was ready.
Tickets.
Shouted Tracy.
Tickets for the special train. It's going to California, Africa, the North Pole and the moon. Get your tickets right here.
The other children lined up to buy tickets. Even Mrs. D joined the line. Tracy and Joshua were happy to see so many people riding on the special train. When a bunch of tickets had been sold, Tracy became the conductor and collected them. Tracy and Joshua took turns being the engineer.
This is fun.
Tracy said to Joshua.
Let's play this game tomorrow, too.
Sure.
Said Joshua. Just then, Danielle walked over.
Hi, Tracy.
Said Danielle.
Can I buy a ticket for the special train?
When Tracy saw Danielle, her smile quickly became a frown.
No,
Said Tracy.
there are no more tickets. You can't come on the special train.
Danielle looked as if she might cry. Mrs. D leaned over.
I see a seat right behind me.
She said.
I think you might have one more ticket.
Oh, all right.
Said Tracy.
You can come on the special train. But don't make a mess.
I won't.
Said Danielle as she sat down. Later on, Tracy was the engineer again. Danielle moved to the seat right behind her.
Tracy,
Danielle said.
it was fun playing with Albert, but you're still my best friend.
I am.
Said Tracy.
I thought you didn't want to play with me anymore.
Of course I do.
Said Danielle.
I can play with Albert and still play with you too.
That means I can play with Joshua.
Said Tracy.
And still be your best friend.
That's right.
Said Danielle. Tracy said.
This really is a special train, because we're on it together.
Then Tracy sang a new song.
Danielle is my friend, my very best friend. I was sad and mad, but now I'm really glad.
The end.